welcome! My name is Jocelyn and today I thought we would talk about my thoughts on some new makeup drops. There are a handful of new makeup items out and about right now. I don't think all of them are available right now, but some of them are, so I'll try and mention that. I think I have around 8-ish things to talk about. All of them I have pulled from TrendMood, so I will make sure to leave TrendMood's Instagram down below. I don't have a lot of money right now, so I'm probably not going to buy any of these, or not anytime soon at the very least, but I thought I could still talk about my thoughts on them, whether I think they're good releases, whether I think they're interesting or not, whether I think they're worth the money. Obviously, I don't own any of these at the moment, so I can't talk about how they work at all, so keep that in mind. But this is just kind of a fun video series that I like to do just to kind of talk about new makeup. So let's get started. The first thing that I have pulled up here is by BH Cosmetics. It is their new Zodiac palette. Now I know that their other palette that's designed very similar or almost exactly like this but just different colors did really well. I can't remember what that one was called, but the Zodiac palette, I mean, looking at it, sure, it looks pretty, and I think that, I mean, it makes sense. I like how they have the shimmery and metallic shades around the outsides and then the matte shades around the middle, and then it looks like some kind of maybe highlight shade right in the center. I mean, they look pretty. Half of the palette though looks like so many shades that we've already seen, just a lot of warm tones. We got some pinky tones and then some blue tones. So nothing super unique, super exciting. I feel like a lot of companies nowadays are coming out with warm tones with some blues, which is kind of exactly like what this palette's about. We do have some, again, cranberry pinky shades. I don't know, this isn't, I could see what people would like this, but I don't personally want it, even if I was buying makeup right now. It looks like it was $19.50, but the original price is $24. Not an outrageous price, definitely BH Cosmetics level, I think. But I personally won't be picking this up. It's just kind of meh to me. Next, I have a skincare item. This is by Glow Recipe, a brand that I have wanted to try. I don't think I've tried anything from them. This is their new avocado melt sleeping mask. I'm not somebody who hates avocados. I mean, occasionally I'll have one and I don't necessarily dislike it. I'm not passionate about avocados in any way, shape, or form. In fact, sometimes when I'm eating them, they kind of make me like, ooh, kind of like the texture is a little meh. Kind of reminds me, or somebody on, I think Twitter maybe it was, described them as like mushed up grass, and I kind of get that. So that's my thoughts on avocados. But this sleeping mask, I mean, for one, I don't really like sleeping with heavy things on my face, heavy things in my hair. It's just not something I enjoy. I normally sleep like on my face, like on my stomach and then curled up, or like on my side with my face against the pillow. I don't sleep just on my back, you know, so that my face is exposed to the air the whole night. So I think this would just get super messy. Any sleeping mask, I'm just not interested in it. But avocado specific products, I just don't know how I feel about that. I mean, this is probably a really good release. There's a lot of people who are just passionate about avocados and love avocados, but I am not one of those people. I am not the target audience for this, and I don't think I will try this ever. I get the release though. I think a lot of people are gonna like this, but I'm just not one of them. Ooh, does it have a price on here? No. If I can find the price for this, I'll leave it on the screen, but I don't see it on the couple of posts that I looked at. Moving on to the new Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions palette. I think is what it's called. Yes, Smoke Sessions. The 4 shades on the right-hand side of the palette, the 4 green shades look beautiful, particularly the 3. So they have the matte shade and then 3 of the shimmers. Those shimmers look so beautiful, and I've seen them used on a few different people, and they just, oh, they look so pretty. They look so pretty, but the other half of the palette, I'm not too interested in. I mean, they're pretty, sure, they're pretty like bronzy gold shades, but I just, like, I'm not feeling that half of the palette. The other half, absolutely gorgeous. If I can find dupes for those, I would like to own them in my life. And I think this palette is $48, so not cheap, not cheap. But Melt Cosmetics, that's kind of a average price for them, is around there, like around 50 bucks. I do love those 4 green shades, but I don't love those 4 other shades. So I don't think I'll pick this up. No, I won't pick this up. I think it's very unique, of course. I mean, they're kind of that company that gets a little risque, you know. I mean, they had, I think, another weed related release, and they just kind of have some drug related release releases here and there. So it makes sense for the brand. I think this could appeal to people, a fair amount of people. People who smoke, people who don't smoke. I think those 4 shades are gorgeous. The other 4, not so much. I don't think it's worth my money, but I think it's probably a smart release. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. The next collection I want to talk about is by Colourpop. And the moment I saw this palette, I was just like, ooh, I like that. I like what you did there. I like that. I want that. I want that. It is the new I Am BeckyG and Colourpop collaboration. I don't know BeckyG. I don't follow her. I am gonna check her out now though, because the palette she collaborated with looks really pretty. So there are a lot of neutral shades in this, but there's also those 2 pops of blue which look really pretty. The 2 shades above the blue, there's 2 shimmers. There's like a ivory shimmer and like a peachy shimmer. There's a couple of transition shades. There's a really pretty, well, there's 2 really pretty warm, it looks like sangria and Melbeck, I think, which is that an alcohol? Maybe, is that a place? Oh God, I don't know. They look gorgeous. Oh, I really want this palette. I really want this palette, but I just placed a Colourpop order, and normally I place Colourpop orders in like bulk at different times, and I probably don't need it right now, but like I really want that palette. Like if it showed up in Ulta, might have to snag it. I don't see a price on it, but it is available 12/5. I don't know when this is gonna go live. This video might go live this coming week. I'm filming this on December 1st, so it's, but I'm also pre-filming, so I'm gonna be gone. Also, this palette is called the Salvage? Oh God, I could probably totally be butchering that. Also, the art on this is so pretty. It looks like there's a mirror in there, which is really cool. They don't do that with all of their releases. I want this. I want this really bad. She's also releasing 2 loose glitters. I'm not a big fan of loose glitters, so I won't be picking either of those up. The packaging though looks really pretty. She's also releasing, it looks like 5 different lip colors. Okay, so there's 3 different matte liquid lipsticks and then 2 different satin liquid lipsticks. There's Mija, which is a dirty peach, and Chola, which is a deep red brown. Mija looks really pretty. It's like just like a neutral, again, peachy color. And then the 3 matte lipsticks are Besame, Secreto, and Flor, I think. None of those look like my color, but Mija, maybe. I want that palette. Long story short. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Next, we're gonna talk about another BH Cosmetics palette. This is a collaboration between BH Cosmetics and Sylvia Gani. Okay, it's her first name and last name. So it looks like she's a really big influencer. Oh my gosh. This palette has 22 shades and is $24. The first time I just kind of glanced at this, for some reason I thought it was the Tarte Remix palette, but it's not. It is, I think, a little more exciting than the Tarte Remix palette. It's got some really pretty shades in here. We got some really good pinky, purpley tones, some warm tones, a green, a blue. Looks like 2 different highlight shades, Libra and Opal. It looks pretty. It's $24, which I don't think is outrageous. It looks like it might come in a little bit sturdier packaging than the previous BH Cosmetics, or the Zodiac, that's what we were talking about, the Zodiac palette. Ooh, looking at the swatches, it looks really pretty. I don't know if it's something I need. It would be something that would be cool to have, but I don't know if I would go out and purchase it on my own. It does look really pretty. There's quite a few shades in here that catch my eye. I think it's a good release. I don't know anything again about the person they're collaborating with, but just the palette itself looks really pretty. It looks like something worth looking into. I'll be excited to see reviews and see how this performs, because it looks like a more high-end palette. It might be plastic. Parts of it look plastic, parts of it look like that hard cardboard. I'm not really sure, but it looks pretty. I'm excited to see reviews about it. I hope that it's good. Another palette. Let's talk about another palette. This is the Smashbox cover shot palette. I think it's just like, it's kind of like they took those little cover shot palettes and then combined them into one big one with 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections. Most of the colors in here don't look like exact replicas from those cover shot palettes, but maybe they took like the most popular, the best shades from each one and plugged them in here. It looks like a pretty palette. I kind of like the way it's laid out. It's kind of this really nice geometric shape with 3 shades, 1 shade, 3 shades. Okay, well, I mean, you can see it on the screen. I'm gonna put a picture up, but it looks pretty, but I don't think I want it. I mean, you've got those colorful shades, the warm shades, more warm shades, and then some cool tone shades. It looks cool, but like, it's not something that I think I need, you know? I don't hear a lot about Smashbox on YouTube or really any social media, so I don't know how good this will do. I think it's probably a good idea. There's quite a bit of variety in here, and there's a decent amount of variety in here. You got a decent amount of mattes, you got a decent amount of shimmers, you've got some pops of color in there, warm tones, cool tones. I mean, it's a pretty cohesive little palette. not little, it looks like it's actually pretty big. It's not something I'm interested in, but I think it's not the worst release ever. $45. Okay, so looks like there's 9 mattes, 7 shimmers, so yeah, a decent amount of both. It's inspired by the streets, sunsets, and skylines of LA. Oh, that's very sweet. Okay, well, I mean, that makes sense. That's cute. Again, I don't think it's something I need. I mean, it doesn't look awful. Like, if for some reason I had it, I think it would be nice, but not something that I'm gonna go out and buy. Next, let's talk about Colourpop. They came out with an, oh my gosh, the Super Shock Shadow Vault. This looks like a mess. Like, the first time I saw this, I was like, are these old shadows? Like, I kind of would have thought they would have come out, like when I heard that, the Super Shock Shadow Vault, I initially thought, oh, they're coming out with like a vault of some of their most popular Super Shock shadows. That's really cool. But then I started looking at them and I was like, I don't recognize any of those. And they have these weird split pans, which are very interesting. So it's the Super Shock Shadow Vault, but it's called Is This Real Life, I think. They always do things like that. It's like they call it one thing, but the actual title is something else. Like the Yes Please palette, a lot of people thought was the Cute AF palette because that's what it said on it. Very confusing. Some of the shadows in here look gorgeous. I like how they have these little imprints in a lot of the shadows. Like they have a lightning bolt, a cloud, a star, a moon, lips. Like they have some cute little things in there. It'd be cool if they implemented that more into their normal Super Shock shadows. It's $99, so a lot of money. You get 25 shadows, so you're not getting, you're getting $1 off of what it would cost to buy 25 of these Super Shock shadows. But I'm sure that these are a limited edition to this collection, so you have to buy this collection to be able to get all of them. It's cute. I wouldn't buy it, and I don't know, like the Super Shock Shadow formula doesn't stay very good for very long. There's a lot of just very out there colors in here. I think it's cute, but not practical. I would have liked to have had these available maybe in sets or individually. Like this is a lot to spend on this many of these all at once when you might not even like all the colors. Like there's a lot of weird colors in here. So I don't know, it's cool, it's interesting. Maybe not the smartest release, but we'll see how well it does if people end up picking it up. Just a couple more things we're gonna talk about here. We're gonna talk about the new Zoya palette. I'm pretty sure this is a new palette. I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about this before. This is the Eclectic Eyes palette. I have wanted to try Zoya like since I've gotten into makeup. It's, I think, a Europe brand, and it's kind of difficult to get your hands on in the States. I wish they sold it at like Sephora or Ulta or something. I wish that I could get my hands on it because I want so much of their stuff, their brushes, their palettes. I want it in my life. This palette is no different. It looks really cool. It feels very appropriate for this time of year. It's got these nice blues, these purples. It's got actually quite a few blues in there. It's got like one warm toned shade, a couple of transition shades. This is a really cool palette and I really, really like it. I also really love the packaging on this. It's got like this shifting of colors that kind of reminds me of like smoke, but it's got like blues and purple. It kind of reflects what's in the palette itself. Oh God, I love their packaging. I want this so bad. It's $26.50, which is about on par, I think, with Zoya's typical palettes. I'm not gonna buy this because I just don't have the money right now, but this is gorgeous and I want it. Last but not least, we have a highlight by Fenty Beauty. This is the Diamond Ballot Kilowatt highlighter. It's a super silver highlighter that I have absolutely no interest in. It's covered in Swarovski crystals. Does it come with the highlighting brush or do you buy the brush separately? Are these $350? Did they make 10 of these for 300? Huh? Oh my God, did I not realize what this was? Oh, I was looking at a whole different picture. No, okay, so there is one that's covered in Swarovski crystals, but the actual Diamond Ballot highlighter is also for sale without the crystals on them, and it looks like 100% of the proceeds go to the I don't know how to say that, a foundation that was started by Rihanna. It's her charity that benefits education and emergency response programs, so that's really cool. This isn't something I would ever use, so I'm not gonna buy it and add it to my collection. If I wanted to donate to a charity, I would donate directly to a charity. I would never use a silver highlight. I get it for like editorial cool looks, but that's just like, I mean, look at what I'm wearing today, a warm look. This is like my most standard look. I'm not gonna go out of my way to wear a silver look. It's just not, no, not my jam, not my thing. I mean, she keeps doing that. Like, why not make something that a lot of people would want and then give 100% of those proceeds to your foundation? Why make something super unique that only a few people would use? I don't know. I don't think that it's the best kind of release, so I don't really get it. I don't know. Are you interested in this highlighter? Is it something that you would use? What about any of the things that I've mentioned in this video today? Have you already picked up some of these things? There's a lot of palettes we talked about. What about that Glow Recipe mask? Do you use sleeping masks on your face, on your hair? I would love to know. They're not my jam, but I'm sure that a lot of people out there really like them. Are you an avocado person? Let me know down in the comments below. And I think that's gonna do it for this video today. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for more content from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All buttons are down below. And I think that's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.